So, carrying on with the OMG series, this is OMG, it's additional chemistry, so it's year 11 chemistry, and today we are going to talk about acids and bases. This is just going to be a whole recap video, hopefully going through what acids and bases and the main things you need to know. It's like a little knowledge test for you. So, the first thing, here's some awesome sentences that you can use. pH scale is a measure of how acidic or alkaline something is. Okay, solutions that are pH less than 7 are acidic. Anything that is 7 is neutral, and then alkalines are a pH greater than 7. Okay, universal indicator is added to a solution. It changes to the colour that shows the pH of the solution. Okay, and I have talked about before. Okay, you can use like the colours of the rainbow to work out where you would be on the universal indicator scale. Increasing acidity, so the numbers lower down, they're more acidic. The numbers closer to neutral, they're less acidic. Okay, and the same then with alkali, closer to neutral, less alkali, and then higher up, they're more alkali. Okay, you need to know the colours and the numbers. Okay, a base is chemically opposite to an acid. This question comes up quite a lot, it's quite difficult. Some bases dissolve in water and are called alkalis. Okay, so an alkali is a base that dissolves in water. Everything above 7 is a base. Only the ones that dissolve in water are alkalis. Okay, when acids dissolve in water, they produce H plus ions. When alkalis dissolve in water, they produce OH minus ions. Okay, so then in neutralization reactions, you do an acid plus a base equals salt plus water, and then that's the ionic equation for it. So there's the acid, there's the base, and then there's the water. Okay, so you don't put the salt in there, just put the water in. So the next little thing we're going to talk about then is naming salts. Okay, naming salts is quite a big topic, comes up quite often. So here we go. Okay, the first name comes from the metal carbonate, oxide or hydroxide. It might just be a metal on its own. The second name comes from the type of acid. There is 3 types of acids that you need to know for year 11 chemistry. Hydrochloric acid, HCl, you need to know the chemical formula, become chlorides. Nitric acids, which is HNO3, become nitrates, and sulfuric acids become H2SO4. A little bit of a mistake there, so little 2, little 4. Oxides and hydroxides also make water, so you do acid plus a base equals salt plus water. Carbonates make water and carbon dioxide. Carbonates make carbon dioxide. Metals make just hydrogen, so a metal on its own makes just hydrogen. Okay, so let's have a go at naming 1 or 2, just to recap it for you. So imagine I had hydrochloric acid, and I have sodium oxide. Okay, first things first, label which one is your acid and then which one's your base, or just your metal on its own. Okay, so that's your base. Okay, the first name always comes from the base, and it is always the first word of the base is the metal. So the first name of your salt is going to be sodium. Then your second name comes from your acid, okay? And remember, you had to learn them. So hydrochloric acid becomes chloride. And because it's an oxide, it would just be plus water. Okay, we'll do one more. So another one there, nitric acid plus potassium carbonate. Again, label which one is your acid. You can work out which one's your acid because it's got a nice name. Label which one is your base. And then just work it out. So the first name always comes from the base. So your first name would be potassium. Your second name comes from your acid, and it's a learnt word, so it would be nitrate. This time it would be plus water, and because it's carbonate, it would also be plus CO2. So sometimes they might ask you, to do a balanced symbol equation. Okay, so that's word equations there, but sometimes they might ask you to do a balanced symbol equation. So that's obviously a word equation of a name and a salts that we've done, but they might then ask you to do a balanced symbol equation. So the first thing I do is just break up my page into 4, okay? Break up your page into 4 because you've obviously got 4 things. You could even do another line if you wanted to put your arrows in and your pluses there, okay? But we're focusing on the symbols. So straight away, everyone should know, okay, water's H2O. Okay, straight away everyone should know water's H2O. The other one then, hydrochloric acid, you've had to learn that it's HCl. So everyone knows that one as well because they've learned it, HCl. The other two then in the middle are a little bit more complicated. What we have to do is the crisscross method that we would have done in year 10 and we would have practiced in year 11. From your table of ions, which is next to your periodic table, sodium is positive. Oxide is 2 minus. Okay, so I've got 1 positive, so cross it over, that's 1. I've got 2 negatives, cross it over, it's 2. Box it up, so it'll be Na2O. So that's the symbol equation for sodium oxide. Okay, same then for sodium chloride. So plus, minus. You're just getting this from table of ions. You don't have to learn it. So cross it over 1, cross it over 1. So if I box that up, it would just be NaCl. Okay, so if I write this now down the bottom, so I've got HCl plus Na2O goes to NaCl plus H2. Okay, couple of things aren't balanced. I've got 2 sodiums on this side and I've got 2 hydrogens on this side. Okay, but it's actually a nice and easy balance. So if I put a 2 there, I've then got 2 hydrogens, but I've also got 2 chlorines. So if I put a 2 there, it balances it all out. Okay, don't worry so much about the balancing. Let's just get the symbol equation in because we know how to do it. So, little knowledge test then. Press pause, have a go, and then in a minute I'll come back with the answers. Right, so describe an alkali. An alkali is a soluble base or a base that can dissolve in water, okay? Everything above 7 is a base, but only the ones that can dissolve in water are alkalis. What pH would weak acids have? I'd say between 4 to 6. What colour would they go? Mainly yellow, maybe a little bit orange, but mainly yellow, thinking about the colours of the rainbow and then the ionic pH scale. So what is the ionic formula for neutralisation? Acids are positive. Alkalis or bases are minus, and that makes H2O. To get the mark, make sure you put in aqueous because they're dissolved. Aqueous, and then water's just a liquid. Copper oxide plus sulfuric acid would make copper sulfate and water. Okay, they might ask you to do a balanced symbol equation. What's the chemical test for carbon dioxide? You need to know these. Lime water turns cloudy, and then the last one, hydrogen lit splint, squeaky pop.